Merry Christmas, one and all, and welcome back to Premier League predictions. We are back for the predictions for Boxing Day's games. And because it's Boxing Day, the 26th of December, let's set a like target of 3,026. Get involved straight away if you want to show us some Christmassy support and drop us a little Christmas present. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. But I do want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you from myself and Sophie for your support on the Premier League predictions this season. It's been amazing, so thank you if you did get involved. The Championship predictions for Boxing Day are coming later or tomorrow, and then the Premier League predictions will be back on the 27th of December. It's a crazy time. I'm joined again today by Sophie, and show us that Christmas jumper.
Yeah, I'm well in the Christmas spirit.
Happy Easter. Love it. Yeah, there you go. A happy Easter from Sleepy Joe. Guys, do share your Premier League predictions down in the comments. Should we dive straight into it?
Let's get into it.
Oh, actually, we shouldn't do that just yet because the scores from last time are there. I just need to remind Sophie that I did beat her again and that I am now the new king of Premier League predictions. With all of that said, Sophie, let's get into the predictions, and we start at the Etihad. Manchester City take on Everton. This is a big opportunity for Manchester City to go back to winning ways. They are at home, but Everton are stubborn and they've taken draws off Chelsea and Arsenal recently, and it's certainly possible they could get out of here with a 0-0 draw. Look, we know how this game will play out. Man City will have the ball, Man City will have chances, but can Everton stay in this game enough to get something? I think they could, but do you know what? I'm going to say something before I get into any of the predictions today. Okay. It's Boxing Day. I'm feeling bold. Man City 1, Everton 2.
Oh.
Go on, what are you going to do?
No,
try and top that. Up the toffees.
Yeah.
Up the toffees.
Well, I can't top that. I do see why you've backed it in a way, because Man City have lost so many on the bounce now. But I don't think Everton set out to win these kind of games. Like we saw that versus Chelsea and Arsenal. They set up for the draw and they got that draw, but that's Sean Dyche all over. Could I see another 0-0 played out? Possibly, but no, I say Man City get back to winning ways. 1-0. Oh, just edge it.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's going for the underdog in this one.
To be fair, that is a good point. Man City are probably the underdogs at the minute with their form. It is crazy to see how bad they've been lately. It's like the fall of the Roman Empire because they've been so dominant for so long, and now look at them. Do share your thoughts, guys. I'm going bold. Sophie's going for Man City. The next game, Sophie, is down on the south coast as AFC Bournemouth take on Crystal Palace. And have the Bournemouth fans got their passport, Sophie, because they could be going away to Europe.
I was talking about this yesterday.
They are flying. What a winner, to be honest, what a win at Old Trafford. But it was pretty routine, wasn't it? It wasn't.
For them there, I forgot that they did this last season as well. So when I backed Man United to win, I shouldn't have underestimated Bournemouth like that, but 3-0 at Old Trafford.
Do you know what? I've seen people saying that, Bournemouth stunned Man United. No, they didn't. They're higher than them in the table. Yeah. That was a pretty routine win for Bournemouth. Crystal Palace, Sophie, they've been pretty good lately, but they lost 5-1 to Arsenal last time. What's that about? I'll tell you what, one positive is Sarr. He's been pretty good lately. He scored a good goal, but I've got to go for Bournemouth here. 2-0 to the Cherries.
I'll say 3-1. I was going to say 2-0 as well, but I'll go for the same deficit. But I'll give Palace a goal, possibly Sarr again, or maybe Mateta. But Sarr has been banging them in recently. But you can't not go for Bournemouth right now. Look at where they are in the table, and rightfully so as well. They're putting in good performances against good teams. And I do class Palace as a good team. I know they're quite far down, but I'd still do rate a lot of their players. So to win against them again would be a good result, and I think there could be a few goals in this one.
There you go.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1, okay, yeah. There you go. I thought there was an awkward pause there, but yeah, do share your thoughts on that one, guys. Let's go to a West London derby, Sophie, as Chelsea take on Fulham. Two teams that have probably been above our expectations this season, but both only managed 0-0 draws last week against teams that are down the bottom end of the table. Chelsea were away at Everton, but really surprised by Fulham not beating Southampton at home.
Oh, such a dull game as well. I had to turn it off because I knew that was the only one on TV.
Yeah, that was quite poor decision making from Sky, wasn't it?
Really, yeah.
But anyway, I think they will both score in this game, and I'm going to edge Chelsea to get back to winning ways. Chelsea 2, Fulham 1.
Where is it? At Craven Cottage?
It's at Stamford Bridge.
Ah, okay. Yeah, see, I'd maybe back a draw if it was at Craven Cottage, but Chelsea being the home side, I think they're going to get back to winning ways. They were massively frustrated at Goodison Park. I feel like 2-1 will play out, so I'm going to go for it as well. I'm not just going to be different for the sake of it. I see 2-1 happening, so
yeah,
2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, both going 2-1. It seems logical. Chelsea might just edge it, but both teams score.
Yeah.
Fulham have been good this season. Wouldn't be surprised, as you say, if Fulham get a draw.
Maybe even the win. You can't rule that out, but
yeah,
it would be a bit of a big ask.
If Chelsea are going to challenge for the title, they have to go back to winning ways.
Yeah.
On to the next one, Sophie. I love this. Newcastle versus Aston Villa. Two teams that have been great at breaking up that established top 6 order over the last couple seasons. Newcastle, of course, in the Champions League last year. Villa in the Champions League this year. As for this one, Sophie, both seem to have got their form going again. Villa beat Man City 2-1, as I predicted. But I'll tell you what I didn't predict. Newcastle to win 4-0 at Ipswich. They absolutely destroyed them, and that's back-to-back 4-0 wins after smashing Leicester the week before.
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah.
Do you know what? I've really enjoyed Villa this season, but I think I don't back Newcastle enough, and maybe if it was at Villa Park, I might give them something.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity to go for Newcastle, but I'm going to play a bonus point, guys. Newcastle 3, Villa 2.
Okay, I'm going 3-1, so I don't think we're too dissimilar on this one. That's to Newcastle. They are the home side, and they have looked good in the last couple of games, and mainly Isak. He has just been absolutely
Jacob Murphy,
unreal.
though.
Jacob Murphy as well, because I think he's quite underrated, but recently he's been really good. But Isak's just bagging in the goals, and I do think Villa are a good side. They're going to be right up there as well. I feel like right now at St James's Park, there's only going to be one winner, surely.
Yeah, I definitely think Villa score, though. Yeah,
I think they score. They get on the score sheet.
Maybe Duran or
Bing.
Rodgers. Yeah. Who else? Who else has been good? You got McGinn, of course. I thought it was quite interesting, by the way, the reception the Villa fans gave to Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish, yeah, and then he held up 3 to them.
Oh,
I have to
dear.
say, yeah, 3 Premier Leagues now.
It's all ended in tears. Right, do share your thoughts if you're a Newcastle or Villa fan. Merry Christmas to you both. And let's go to the City Ground, Sophie, as Nottingham Forest take on Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's going to be a really fascinating match. One of the big 6 taking on Tottenham Hotspur here. What's my prediction? Honestly, not
chaos.
sure.
Just predict chaos.
In all seriousness, how good have Forest been? They have been so good. I couldn't have called this, and you know I'm a Nottingham Forest enthusiast. Just beating Brentford at their place, which
Clean
no
sheet
one's
as
done.
well. Clean sheet, let's mention that. Yeah.
I did back Forest, by the way.
You did,
I didn't get it spot on, but I did back them. And then they beat Villa the week before. They beat Man United the week before that. The only game they've lost recently is to an out-of-form Man City, which was a bit unusual. Tottenham Hotspur, I tell you what, they don't win a lot of the time, but they are consistently bonkers. 3-6 against Liverpool.
Insane.
Look, I don't think Tottenham are going to have problems scoring goals. They're a really good attacking team, even though I rate Forest's defence. But I think Spurs will leave themselves open at the back. I know Andrew said they're missing players, especially at the back. Let's go for a Christmas cracker. Forest 4-3. I reckon it's going to be like an EastEnders Christmas special. Crackers, fights, and it could even end with a casualty. Ange Postecoglou going out in a black cab or something. No, jokes aside, I like Ange, but I'm going to go for Forest, and let's have some fun. It's Boxing Day. 4-3.
Wow. Yeah, see, I feel like my prediction's quite boring now, going 3-2 Forest. I feel like you've got to back Forest right now. I didn't last weekend. I thought Brentford's home form might get the better of Nottingham Forest. I was wrong. They went there and did them 2-0 in their own backyard, which was just insane. And as I said, every time you watch Spurs, it's just chaos all the time. It is entertaining as a neutral, don't get me wrong, but I mean, as a Spurs fan, you just don't know what team's going to turn up. We'll mention, obviously, they've not got their main centre-back partnership playing. And then they've got Forster in goal as well, who's, I don't know, a little bit shaky at times. So I think this could be a bit of a goal fest, because as you mentioned, they're very good going forward, and they start to play when they're maybe like 3 goals down sometimes. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nottingham Forest went 3-0 up and then ends 3-2. But I think there's going to be goals and entertainment in this one.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Do share your thoughts if you're a Forest or Spurs fan. Got to say, what a job Nuno is doing at the City Ground. Next up, we go to bottom of the table Southampton as they host West Ham. Southampton, didn't lose.
Yeah, and the new manager starts now, I think.
Yeah, he was in this. He was in the stands for the Fulham game. Probably nodded off watching it, but at least Southampton didn't lose.
Yeah,
there's a bit of positivity there. And to be honest, look, it was only one game, but it seems like they've almost already started to change the philosophy a little bit. Don't make so many mistakes passing it out from the back, and you might get a result. West Ham come here on the back of 1-1 draws against Bournemouth and Brighton. Good teams, really, and there was some good goals in those games. Let's just edge the hammers, but let's see if Southampton do turn up and get something. Southampton 1, West Ham 2.
Okay, I'm going to go for a new manager bounce to kick it off with a draw, which I don't think that's a terrible result, to be fair. I know they need more points on the board than that because they're starting to get cut adrift a little bit. But yeah, what I did like from Southampton against Fulham is, although they did still make a few mistakes in midfield, they were throwing everything at it in defence, and you're going to need that now at this stage of the season. So I think if they can do that against West Ham, I think they can manage a draw, but I think going for a win might be too big of an ask right now. So 1-1 for me. 1-1.
Okay, right. Share your thoughts on that one. Yeah, like you say, Southampton have got to win, and if West Ham don't win this kind of game, they'll be kicking themselves. So do share your thoughts, though. It could be an interesting one. The next one, Sophie, we go to Molineux for as Wolves take on Manchester United. Big relegation 6-pointer, I must say. Man United are honestly weird. Like, they beat Man City, showed up for the last 10 minutes of that game and were brilliant, and then absolutely terrible against Bournemouth. I mean, as we said, Manchester United's problems, you're going to need patience for it to be resolved.
Aren't they?
Exactly, but I don't know. I mean, Wolves obviously with the new manager bounce. What a win against Leicester. I mean, in a 6-pointer like that, that was absolutely huge. I might go for Wolves, to be honest, Sophie. If they carry on the momentum and positivity from that win against Leicester, against Man United, who are in disarray, I think Wolves might win. 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Wolves as well. I don't even think that's that shocking right now. You look at how Man United played against Bournemouth, you think, oh, okay, that's not great. There's going to need a reaction there. But we've not seen that from Man United much at all. When there needs to be a reaction from the players, they don't then turn up the next game after it. Whereas the opposite kind of happened with Wolves versus Leicester. I didn't think they were going to get the win there. I thought it might be a draw. So to do it so convincingly was very good. We'll see if they can do it again, and I think they will. So 2-1 Wolves.
2-1, both going for the home team. Do share your thoughts if you're a Wolves fan. Maybe a great escape could be on. The next one, Sophie, is at Anfield as Liverpool take on Leicester City. Oof.
This could be
heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
Liverpool scored 6 against Tottenham last time, and Leicester have conceded 7 in their last 2 games against Wolves and Newcastle. And I've got to be honest, Sophie, when you get rid of Steve Cooper for Ruud van Nistelrooy, yes, it means you might be a better attacking team. But do you know how many shots they're conceding at the minute? It's incredible. I mean,
we've got Danny Ward in goal though, so that kind of says it all.
It does. Look, you can't help mistakes if you're a manager, but I think at least Steve Cooper had them solid enough. If they end up going down, knowing that they sacked Steve Cooper when they were above the bottom 3, it'd be interesting.
We're both, I'd say, kind of fans of Steve Cooper, and we've seen it before when he gets sacked and then the teams are a little bit disjointed and you think, oh, maybe you shouldn't have got rid of him. I mean, it worked out well for Forest in the end, but is it going to for Leicester? I don't know.
Yeah, I think ultimately, let's not forget, this is their first season back. It's all about staying up, and I hope for Ruud van Nistelrooy's sake he can try and get some results. I know they picked up 4 points in the first 2 games, but I don't see anything here. I'm going to go Liverpool 4-0.
5-1. I'll go for the same deficit.
I'll go for a bonus point.
Yeah, and I'll give Leicester a goal because I feel like sometimes certain players are up for certain games, like Vardy. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns up and scored in this one. I mean, it would be disappointing as a Liverpool fan and the players to concede a goal, because you could see that when they conceded 3 against Spurs, it's like, yeah, you've scored 6, but you've conceded 3, which is quite bad. They'd switched off on a couple of occasions, which was very evident to see during the game. I think they could do that once against Leicester, and I think they might get punished for that, but I think it could be quite heavy in favour of Liverpool here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, both go for the same margin. Share your thoughts. And by the way, congratulations, Liverpool fans. You're going to be top of the Premier League tree over Christmas. What a start to the season.
Well deserved as well.
Yeah. Arnie Slot, what a job he's doing. Let's see if he carries it on in the second half of the season. Next up, Sophie, we go to Brighton versus Brentford. It's the two golden children of the Premier League, the teacher's pet, aren't they, of how to run a football club and how to climb the football pyramid.
The birds and the bees.
Yeah, honestly, should be self-explanatory. When it's Brentford, if they're at home, you back them. If they're away, you don't. That said, they lost at home last time, so now do we back them away? Will it all get spiced up?
Yeah.
Brighton's results have not been consistent. Only managed a 1-1 at West Ham last time, and that's what we predicted.
Draw again, surely.
It could be a draw, but I'm going to back the Seagulls just because they've got the home advantage. 2-1 Brighton.
I think it's with back-to-back defeats for Brentford. That'd be pretty poor. Although they've had a pretty good season before that anyway, so dip around Christmas maybe, but I think another draw. I'm going to say 1-1 again. Worked out last time, hoping it'll work out again.
Yeah.
There's not too much to separate the two really, so I think going down the middle.
Brighton favourites though,
being the
with home
home side,
advantage.
yeah.
But they're also, look, there isn't much in it, but they're also the team that has made it to Europe a couple of times, and Brentford are maybe just a little bit behind them in terms of their journeys, if that makes sense. They haven't been in the Premier League as long. I don't know. It's interesting how to look at that. Do share your thoughts if you're a Brentford or Brighton fan. And the final game, Sophie, is at the Emirates as Arsenal take on Ipswich Town. And Arsenal have found their scoring boots.
They have. And most importantly, Gabriel Jesus has. He's looking very good, actually.
You just wonder, they needed that a couple games ago. And could they...
It's not too late. It's not too late.
I don't think it is too late for them to win the league. And remember, I did back Arsenal to win the league, but I wonder if in May we look back at this little run in December and go, those draws.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's cost them. They have to win this, Arsenal, and I think they will.
Yeah.
They scored 5 last time. Ipswich conceded 4 last time. And as much as I like Ipswich and I want them to stay up, I don't fancy them here. Maybe damage limitations. If they can come and defend for their lives, they could...
Watch the Everton game. Watch Arsenal versus Everton and emulate that, and you could get something.
And I'm not trying to be patronising, but even if you just lose 1-0, that's not a bad result.
No, it's not too bad.
But can they get something? I'm going to say no. I've got to go for Arsenal. I'm going to say Ipswich will try and hold them back, but Arsenal will break them down eventually. 2-0.
Oh, I'm going a little bit heavier actually, just because I feel like if they try and do the Everton, they need Sean Dyche to tell them how to do that. I just feel like Ipswich right now, I know they're without a couple of their key attacking players, so I don't see them getting a goal. If they can sit back and just really frustrate Arsenal, could they get something? Maybe. But I feel like Arsenal now, they've got the bit between their teeth and they're hitting teams for a few goals here. And I think it could be another one. So 4-0 Arsenal. Yeah.
You're going heavy.
Yeah.
Well, it might be. If you're an Ipswich fan, brace yourself. But we will see. Guys, thank you so much for your support on the Premier League predictions so far this year. There is a week to go, and do get involved if you haven't already by hitting that subscribe button, and please do be sure that you have all hit the like button. Honestly, I'm so happy with the support you guys show. It really does make this possible for us to do this, and thank you for joining me, Sophie, as well.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Enjoy it, guys. I know we all love football, but take a day with your family and just forget about things for a bit. Just have some fun, eat some food, and we'll see you again on Boxing Day. But Championship predictions coming tomorrow, so do look out for that as well. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.